So in this video I'm gonna tell you exactly how you can market your game on a $0 budget. This video is going to be aimed at both new and experienced game developers. So, my name is Simon and I am the developer of a game called Coin Flipper. Coin Flipper is a small game that I made almost for free. I spent around $50, so the title is kind of a lie, but the points here are still going to stand. I also spent $0 on marketing and my game has just grossed over $13,000. And since Coin Flipper is my first game ever, I thought I would make a video on how to market your game on a $0 budget, or at least if you have a really small budget. So let's talk about how you can actually make a game for free. There's a long answer for this and there's a short answer for this. The short answer is assets. There are so many free assets out there that anyone can use for any commercial product. But let's actually get into the longer answer for this. First of all, it really does depend on what kind of game you're going to make. If you're making a big open world RPG, this is going to get expensive really quickly. I don't think making your scope really big is all that smart. But if you're just making one small game that has one unique idea or just a fun concept, you don't need to spend a lot of money. A good example of this is a game called Roll. I have not personally played this game yet, but just by looking at the game and the trailer, you can tell that this game was not expensive to make. And the game looks pretty unique and fun. And the developer of Roll has made over $100,000 on that game. So, this is what you want to do, step for step. You make a small game that has a small unique idea with a fun gameplay loop. And if you don't know what a gameplay loop is, it's basically what the player is going to be doing from when they start playing the game until they quit. A gameplay loop. You want to create a prototype to see if the game is actually fun before you start spending any money. And this is very important because you don't want to start spending money on something before you even know if the game is fun or not. But if it is fun and you think the game could be a success, then you should start looking into free assets with graphics that fits your game. And if you do have to spend a little bit of money, don't stress it, it's probably worth it. Just be smart and spend wisely. One thing you should focus on is getting your Steam page out and running as soon as possible. This will give your game some free wishlist just naturally. And it's always good to have a Steam page that you can direct people to. Now, while you are developing your game, you can either make YouTube videos or live stream yourself developing your game. I did a little bit of game dev during my stream, but I found it a little bit too distracting. I was not really able to concentrate on developing the game. This is probably more for a little bit more advanced game developers. Of course, if you have a dead YouTube channel or a dead live stream like me, your game is not going to get a lot of exposure, but hey, it's still worth a try, and everybody gotta start somewhere. Now, when it comes to how to market your game, there is a lot of ways to do so. Reddit is really good. I would do some research on what type of posts get a lot of upvotes. People don't really like posts that just say, my game is out on Steam, go buy it. You know, it's pretty boring self-promo. People like stories, some personality to your post. This makes Redditors go, hey, this developer seems genuine and cool, let's upvote. And even if the game looks like shit, they might even still give you some upvotes. You should also take advantage of almost every social media platform to promote your game. Imgur, TikTok, Twitter, and maybe even Facebook. I read an article about a Norwegian indie game developer who had their game blow up on TikTok and it resulted in $100,000 in sales in one day. So even though I am not personally a big fan of TikTok, I would definitely use it to promote your game. And I'm talking when your whole game development, from when you start developing until it's out. And when your game is out, you should still continue to promote it, even months later. Honestly, TikTok is something that every game dev should get into. If you're a small or big studio, it doesn't even matter. You should also send out a bunch of Steam keys to content creators. To both big and small creators, you should try and get some articles, maybe written about you as well. Pretty much anything that gets your game out there. Because that is the biggest problem that indie game developers face. They just don't have a way to show the world that this game exists. So, because my game would not be as successful as it is if it weren't for the YouTubers that made a video about my game. And the best part of having YouTubers play your game is from all the sales that you get, this will actually push your game more out on Steam, which means now you're just getting sales naturally from Steam players. So it's not completely hopeless to get your game out there. If you just focus on making a good game and you spend a lot of time promoting it, I'm sure you can find success in this field. Thank you for watching my video. If you're interested, you can scroll down to find my game, and you can also find all of my social media. And if you want, you can watch another video of mine right here. Thank you and goodbye.